Well, after a nice stretch of mild weather, we've had some record highs across portions of the area over the past couple of days. This is Wyoming, it's March, you know it's not going to last. Looks like winter's coming back for an encore performance as we head through the weekend. Has some watches, warnings, and advisories. In fact, I should say just advisories though. Mainly for the mountains, you see east slopes of the winds, of Zorkas, as well as the east slopes of the bighorns. A couple of different start and end times of this, so just go to our website, weather.gov/RIW, if you want details on that. Now, timing out the impacts on this, steadier snow begins in the mountains Saturday afternoon, continues through Sunday, with the maximum amount of precipitation falling Saturday night into Sunday. I think especially Saturday night through Sunday morning with some tapering off as we head through the afternoon hours. Now, raining at lower elevations, we mainly rain there, changing over to snow from the highest elevations to the lowest elevations as we head through the nighttime hours. Accumulations will be very elevation dependent there. I'll show you that in just a minute. But one thing on the accumulations though, it's been very warm lately from the recent mild weather, so a lot of the snow that falls initially will probably melt on the surfaces. We measure snow on a whiteboard. We don't measure it by sticking just a ruler into the ground, so what we measure here might not be what you see on your yard, especially on the paved surfaces. It'll melt off there. As far as travel, lower elevations, if there's any concern, probably late Saturday night into the first part of Sunday. Once you get to about 9 or 10 o'clock with a strong sun angle, even if it snows all day on Sunday, most of that should fall mainly on the non-paved surfaces and not on the roads during the day. Now, at least this much snow I think will fall across the area. You can see mainly lower elevations, stays a little bit warmer, won't see much, maybe just a coating to an inch at the most. High elevations where you draw your attention to, especially right here, at least 6 inches across the higher elevations of the bighorns, probably above about 10,000 feet there, at least 3 to 6 across the higher elevations of the Zorkas, as well as down here across the eastern Wind River range. Now you will see the elevation effects show up if I show you the likely maximum amount we'll see. See areas below about 5,500 feet, especially in the areas with the flow like this, they get downslope, places like the eastern Bighorn Basin. Most you'll see there is an inch probably in the just on the grass here, because most of the elevations here are below about 4,500 feet. Same thing across the Wind River Basin, Casper, under 5,000 feet, just about an inch. You go to about 6,000 feet though, places like Crowheart could see as much as 5 inches. Temperatures cool off maybe just a degree or two, maybe as much as 7 around DuBois. Maximum of 2 inches around Cody, 6 around Batiste. Another area to look at, some high-res models are starting to show a little bullseye here. Maybe across Rock Springs, again, higher elevation, especially east of the city, maybe 4 inches here in this area, 2 inches around Little America, 2 to 4 across the I-80 corridor, 3 to 5 across much of the western valleys, but main attention here is drawn to the higher elevations. See maybe as much as 16 inches on top of the bighorns, as much as a foot, maybe 14 inches across the east slopes of the winds, as well as the Zorkas. Now our most likely accumulation, the middle ground, see lower elevations, most likely probably just a coating to an inch or less. That includes Casper, Riverton, as well as much of the eastern Bighorn Basin. 1 to 2 around Lander, maybe a little bit more as you head towards Sinks Canyon. About 1 to 2 across the I-80 corridor, 1 to 2 across the western valleys, 1 to 2 around Buffalo as well. There will be a little bit of upslope in here, especially on the western side of the city. And highest amounts, obviously, where we have the advisories, here, here, and here. Most likely amount there, about 6 to 12 inches. Local amounts may be up to 14 or 15. Here's our resources. You want weather, just go to our website, weather.gov/RIW. Now for road conditions, again, don't call us for road conditions. Get them from YDOT, right from the source here. On the web, just go to wildroad.info. You want to call them on the phone, 511 in-state, 1-888 Wild Road out of state. Be safe, everybody. Enjoy your weekend.